think we're live. Yep, we're streaming.
Ooh, back.
Yay!
Oh, there we are. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Yeah, everything's working.
Was it
let's
you,
see.
the one watcher?
I'm the one watcher right now, yes. I'm watching you play my game.
Very exciting.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this session of the Might and Mercy podcast. I'm your game master, Toby, and I'm joined today by the wonderful Matt.
Hello, I'm Matt, and I'm playing Rivena, the ranger.
Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Fitzroy, Knight of the Thread and a Cultist.
And Yehuda.
I play King Pharamon the Mighty. I'm not going to shout it this time because the kids have just fallen asleep.
For another exciting episode of Might and Mercy. We use the 13th Age system and play in a homebrew setting called Athakis, a world where dragons and giants currently rule, but things might change. Thank you all for watching and listening, either live as a video or as the podcast. We're glad that you're enjoying this game and story, even though throughout summer we will be playing less frequently because it's summer. If you are listening and want to help us out, hit like under that video, subscribe to our channel, and maybe share this story with some of your fellow gamers. We'd love to have more people enjoy our story, but we're very grateful for the 511 of you who are actually interested in what we're doing. We don't have any other announcements, so with that, I guess we are going to get started on today's session of Might and Mercy. Gentlemen, last we left off, by no miracle but your own wit and prowess and extremely good rolls, you survived the battle for the Southern Hill. Not only did you survive, you killed some demons and some cultists and made sure the magical containment field around Goldmeadows stayed up. So that's one big campaign victory for you. Yay!
Yay!
We did something right for a change.
Yeah. After we caused the whole situation, and now we helped.
That wasn't us. That wasn't us.
Was not us.
Don't worry about it too much. That's all right. I don't think the audience has very high expectations of you at all at this point. That being said, you now find yourself marching on the south gate of Goldmeadows, with the tiny impish creature bobbing along by your side, little rat Nox, very excited about everything that has passed, and very eager to get to the city and get on with rectifying whatever he needs to rectify in the world to probably stay alive beyond the night. It is well past the end of morning into midday. The sun is up. The force field is up. Over in the distance hovers the Queen's Vengeance. And you are walking. So any conversation you feel like having, go ahead and have it amongst yourselves.
Lovely day. It's nice and sunny. Everyone happy?
Yes, we had just won a victory.
I was pretty impressed with you two. Fitzroy, you look like you're usually behind a desk, but what are you doing out here, really?
Well, that's all part of the daily job, Go out, do some things. It's my first time, many years.
Yes, step to the left one step, and just kind of steer you around some pit trap that you almost fall into.
Many thanks.
Yes, yeah, but you seem to have a knack for staying alive and somehow keeping us alive.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that happened.
What were you playing with? Those little. Yeah.
Yes, I am. I'm very little. Thank you. Yes, I lost consciousness for a while. I'm not quite sure what happened, but all came out of it the other end. I'm sure you guys did most of the work. Appreciate it. Don't worry, I'll put you in my report. I mean,
Yeah.
not in a bad way, obviously.
Your report to whom?
You know,
Goal, right? You said.
goal. That's it. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Well, as we say at goal, beggars can't be choosers.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this goal? It's some kind of sport game thing, right?
Yes, my simple little friend. Sports ball. Yes.
Yes, that stuff.
Yes. With the hands and the feet. Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. I'm just
Probably.
happy you didn't say it was like a lamb carcass or something.
Oh, like kicking around a lamb skull and impaling the lamb skull on the spike at the end of the it's called jugging. It's very popular up on the Queen's Armada.
Lovely. I look forward to not visiting.
Only 2 or 3 people fall off every game, but it's a great way to sharpen the skills.
Oh, maybe we should have some silence for a while.
Oh, that's
Yes.
one of the things my aunt often says.
Is Ragnox floating along with us?
He is. Yeah, he's very happy.
Okay. Ragnox, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about your boss. You know, the one you were so incredibly afraid of.
Sorry, what? My boss? Yeah, he's
Yeah.
waiting for us over in. Well, actually, we're not really going to visit him because it seems like Vellestar is in charge here, which is a good thing. But I'd really just like to, get on with finding what's his name, Tupuk.
Get out my little book. Yes, the book.
And get this mess sorted. Quickly,
Mess.
quietly.
I'm gonna look around at the deserted battlefield strewn with demons. Quietly.
Yes. Didn't you see me? You didn't see me or hear me during the battle, did you? See, I'm quiet.
No. Yes, you are indeed useless. I mean, quiet. Quite useless. Quiet useless. That's it, yes.
Well, you still need me.
Do
Just
I?
remember that. Nasty gnome, elf, goblin,
Goblin. It's not goblins.
elf, gnome, dwarf. I'm sorry, you're also short.
Okay,
I'm
Master.
what?
And that's the end of Radnox. Ended right here.
Pity.
Well,
It's Stuter.
Game Master, am
That's-
I the
that's what we're
tallest
called.
one? Is like as an elf, am I the tallest one among this gnome and half?
Well, you elves think you're tall, but when you compare you to my boss, you're all quite short. Think about it.
Yeah, everyone's
No.
quite short compared to your
Bob's
boss. Isn't
on.
Yes. Okay. So what's your little plan to correct this when we get to the town? Come on, be useful.
Well, I guess we need to make a strategic assessment of the situation, understand all the variables that will factor into rectifying the magical mess, and then take the appropriate course of action to rectify said mess by mopping it up.
I've heard about imps like this. This is a LLM variety imp,
I was
right?
gonna say.
I think you need more credits, sir. I will write down in my little book, Radnox, D-.
So, guys, I mean, I really appreciate you both helping me out at the hill. This shield would be down and this place would be a mess without it. But Yeah, so you're trying to go capture or find like an escape prisoner or what is this rectifying the books?
In a matter of speaking, that's quite right. Yes.
Yes, Radnox. I believe in the industry, it's called a bit of a cock up. Someone signed something they shouldn't have and ended up in a place they shouldn't be, but someone who...
It is not possible to change the contract.
Yes. Well,
Pardon me. And he straightens an invisible tie on his collar.
Stupid little floating pig with a tuxedo on.
He's very good looking, actually. Chiseled jaw, handsome, quite skinny. 2 little wings. Quite elegant. Nails properly manicured, flying along.
Handsome imp.
No, thank you.
Scribble out D- and write E in my book.
E for evil. I like it.
Looks like an egg. Yes. Okay, so the contract can't be changed, which is obviously correct. Because if it could be, then things would definitely go sideways, like they have right now. And then
something's very fishy about the situation, I agree.
Okay, well, let's just get to town, and we'll find out. I'm sure there'll be lots of helpful people who are happy to talk to us and let us know exactly what's going on, and there won't be any kind of chaos or people murdering us.
Look, here we are at the south gate of Goldmeadows. Isn't it pretty?
Saved!
F in the book.
Comes over, and right next to the F, the page starts to smolder and smoke a little bit, just like the card Pharamond gave to Asmodai. And a little U appears next to the F.
Oh. I'm putting this in my report.
Can I add a letter?
Sure.
I add the letter N.
Wow. Oh, Mr. Pharamond, you can spell. Who knew?
Of course I can spell. In 2 languages. Incorrectly, but I can still do it.
Wonderful.
King Pharamond the Mighty, can I ask, why are you coming to Goldmeadows?
Well, originally I came to join the competition, which appears to have been canceled. But
escalated, maybe. The competition has been promoted to another level, I'd say.
Exactly. This is, I don't know if fun would be how I'd describe it, but exciting, yes. I mean, this is what being a hero is all about.
Oh, no.
Saving things and killing other things and finding dead people who broke their contract.
This feels like a lot of work. I don't like the hero thing, no.
Dead people?
Well, technically, he didn't break his contract. The other guy did break his... It's complicated.
So you're collecting souls?
What? No!
No one said this. No. Not at all.
What are you talking about? Who said anything about souls?
Weirdo. Oh, look, the gate.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm just standing in front of the gate, just asking you guys questions about souls now. But we can go in. Yeah, that's fine.
Maybe they're after the guy.
Maybe I should knock. I'll just knock on the door.
You come to the gate. There's not a lot left to knock at. To be very honest,
knock on whatever part of it is still there.
Like, it seems to be blasted out, kind of. Whatever woodwork was on this wooden door that would swing open and shut, one half is just completely in splinters, and wood parts just lying half on the road, half off the road, cleared away, maybe slightly. The other one hangs quite crookedly. What's left of the door, charred and burned. There are blood smears, arrows, everything you would expect all around this gate, which is the south gate of Goldmeadows, that if you were to follow this road out all the way down to the river, you could cross the river and go into Meldegali, which is Elvish and Orcish territory in the south of the valley. But here you are, and you, of course, do not know this, but right through the gate, you can see a large building on a slight rise that dominates more or less the town, and that must be the home of the local ruler, which Fitzroy would know from his briefing to be the Bonebreakers here. And
lovely family, yes.
that would mark this part of the city, the Nobles Hill, which is also slightly elevated, so you can see the road kind of running up in different directions between buildings that are not in pristine shape. There are hastily erected barricades left and right, soldiers walking around, patrolling the streets. There are archers on the rooftops and people on the lookout. And there seems to be a lot of back and forth of people having gone out beyond the barricades. You can hear the clamor of fighting off in the distance. It seems like a very welcoming and inviting city entrance beyond that.
Call out to them. It's safe now. We're here.
Identify yourself! 3 people from behind the barricade. You see one kind of peek around the corner with a little crossbow trained on you.
Radnox, you should go first. Go.
Radnox has comfortably hidden off to the side of the gate by the wall. I'll wait here.
Soldiers, I'll take it. I'm Ravenna of Aircel, officer of Scale.
What's the password?
The password is
7.
What's your armor class?
19.
16 to hit.
Okay.
The arrow thumps right into the woodwork off your off to the right of your face, and a splinter kind of pops out in your direction.
Can I yell at them in a very soldierly, officer-like voice?
Go for it.
To say, soldier, we are the reason that shield is still up in the sky. Put your weapon down before you hurt yourself.
Make an intimidation roll. So,
Okay.
Do you have any background you want to add to that?
Veteran officer of Scale.
Yeah, that will work.
Okay. And what skill or stat
I don't know,
will
check.
go for intimidation?
You tell me. Probably your charisma.
Probably charisma, which is pretty good. So plus 8. So 12, 20, 25. 25 intimidation score.
I'm scared.
Fitzroy also disappears.
What did you say? What did you say to them?
I said, soldier, we are the reason that shield is still up in the sky and you're still alive. Put that weapon down before you hurt yourself.
Yes, sir. Half salute, and the crossbows drop to the ground as they crawl back behind the barricades. And you hear some grumbling behind the barricade before one other soldier steps out and goes, "Don't mind him. He's a bit shaken from last night's events. You're the reinforcements we've been waiting for."
Good news. No.
No, there's just 3 of us. There'll be more. Don't worry. There'll be more from the.
No, yeah, that's what they told us.
There'll be more from
an elf,
the
a gnome,
Queen's.
and a stutter.
I guess that's us then.
Great. Well,
Take us to your leader.
yeah, right this way.
We have that saying at goal.
Thank you.
Very nice.
And this slightly, now that you get a good look at them, this one is grimy, has actually a bandage not only around their left arm, but also walks with a slight limp. There's a huge blood stain on their right leg. Their clothes are torn. Their quiver is empty. And you notice that the sword that doesn't really have a scabbard anymore. First of all, it's missing a tip, and second of all, it's relatively chipped. It looks like they had a rough night here. And as you're led around what seems to be a slight maze of barricades with like full quivers and bows and spears and shields and swords, whatever, it's a hopscotch of all kinds of equipment that's just been gathered and dumped left and right to form some kind of defensive line. Should an attack breach the front lines, probably. It's a mess. It's really a mess. It's not very organized, but people do seem to be busy organizing and working on it as he leads you through these barricades, meandering slightly uphill to a slightly elevated building that has some scorch marks on it. The shutters have been ripped off or fallen off. You're not quite sure. There are claw marks all on the plastering on the wall. 3 archers on the roof, and there seem to be a bunch of people huddled around a large table in the main room of this 3-story home, which stands slightly taller than the others. And one of the people in that room is a grizzled, broad-shouldered woman with 2 axes strapped to her back, clearly wearing the Titan's Vanguard military armor and uniform. And she turns to Ravenna, glances over Fitzroy and Pharamond, and nods. You the ones Rafa sent over?
Reporting.
Name, rank?
Lieutenant Ravenna of Aracel of Scale.
Oh, I thought you retired.
Couldn't miss this party.
Well, it's a party, I can tell you that. Let's see. And you?
Me? Oh, hello, Fitzroy. Great to be here. I guess Knight would be the official rank.
Eyes
Like
widen
with
a
the
little
K,
bit.
not with an N. Well, there's an N, but with a K.
Her eyes widen a little bit. Of which faction?
Goal. I pull out my badge and just wave it around.
What's the magical effect on the badge again?
So, people who are of either very good or very bad will see it glowing and understand that it means something special. And everyone else just thinks it's a scrubby piece of metal.
She looks at you, looks at the badge, smiles, and gives you a slight bow. Odd, but welcome.
Happy to be here.
Your Highness.
Awkward silence.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by these whispering noises I keep hearing. Yes, how can I help?
Would you... Your Highness, could you introduce yourself?
I like those axes, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, mighty sharp. And she takes one out and kind of like juggles it a little bit and then slips it back very easily. Come in handy in tight spot. And we'll be in a lot of tight spots today.
I look forward to that.
Right. I'm Lieutenant Castor. Thanks for coming over and for lending your aid. The force field still seems to be, the containment field still seems to be working, which is good news. Don't know what happened there last night, but from what I've read and heard, it wasn't easy and wasn't pretty, and we lost a lot of good men defending the anchors, but here we are this morning, and we've got a lot of work to do before evening, because we might hold the day, but boy, do they come out in numbers at night. She points to the table, if you want to gather around, and Radnox kind of hovers in behind you, and she looks at him. He with you?
Pigs with us. Yes. I scurrying around trying to find a box to stand on or something.
There are actually enough crates and boxes because they're warriors of various sizes with her around the table, so that's completely fine. Upon the table, you see a crudely laid out map of what you surmise to be Goldmeadows. There is a huge circle right in the middle. She points to that. Then Caster points to that, says, "That's the sinkhole. That's ground zero. Whatever's happening down there through that hole, we need to get in there and we need to plug it before this gets out of control. And we have probably less than a day to get that done, because once they actually solidify the breach, we're going to have a full surge on our hands. They probably have at least 3 legions ready to march through and up from the underworld."
How much is a legion?
It's about 10,000.
We could take
Don't,
that.
don't
You
really
could
have enough
take that
arrows.
just on your own, I reckon.
No. We could throw you through the breach, King Fairmount the Mighty, and you have at it. Might be a good way to seal the breach, actually.
Yeah, sealing the breach might be a better idea.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Send Radnox through first, obviously.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'd
what's
like to help breach the seal? Yes, can any easy way to get down there, Lieutenant
what's the-
Commander, Miss?
Yeah, what do we know? What's the plan?
Well, like I was saying, that's the center, and you see there are more or less lines drawn out, actually carved into the tabletop for lack of material to draw or write with a knife, more or less dividing the city in 4. And a bit of an oil stain is kind of like laid out around the center. You can see where they've advanced out from their stronghold in the middle of the city. And at the edges, she points to different edges along what seem to be roughly the lines that divide Goldmeadows into these 4 kind of quadrants. That is where the fighting has been heaviest. They are trying to take over this town street by street by street. And in every street, we have tried to evacuate as many people as we can during the day, because the moment they see any of their true underworldly beings, they're turned and they fight on their side. But you've probably seen the people who fight on their side, crazed, made mad, not really accountable for their own actions, but unsavable once their minds are broken.
So there's no turning it back once they're turned?
Well, it is possible, but not with the means we have here at the moment, and not with the time we have. Putting them out of their misery is the easiest option for everyone.
So
not just for you then. Okay, I understand.
So they're going to keep coming, and they're going to open the breach, and they're going to keep taking streets and get more reinforcements. So
they seem to be moving above ground and underground.
Once we get down to the breach, how do we actually seal it?
We don't know, because we haven't seen it. The agent we had down there, or the only source of information we had down there, decided to be a flippin' hero and got killed in the act.
Sounds a bit stupid.
But like,
it was really stupid. He should have
Typically-
backed up and run.
Yeah.
yeah, what idiots? What damn idiots get killed down in a breach? Obviously, we should run if it gets bad. But so
No, not now. Now it's too late to run.
Yes. But don't the eggheads have any idea of how to close a breach? Like, do we hit it with axes? Do we topple the ground on it? Is there some magic seal we need to put in the front of it?
If you're lucky, you break the anchors they've used, and by break I mean kill the anchors they've used to hold it in place, because they obviously used live specimens to actually how should I put it, channel and focus the energy needed to bring through the first. If we're unlucky, we'll have to go to the other side of it to actually plug it by the origins.
King Faramon the Mighty, you'll get your wish.
Hang on. If we seal it from the other side,
Yes.
would that keep us there?
Well, there are ways out of the underworld, but
That'll be the adventure of a lifetime.
It sounds very exciting for all of you. Yes.
So, I assume you've come to the same conclusion I have, Lieutenant Castor, that the city is irrelevant at this point. So we need to focus all forces on a diversion.
no part of the empire is irrelevant, but it is expendable.
Yes. We need to distract those forces enough to get a small team down to the. We'll never fight our way through brute force, so we need to distract those forces that are coming out long enough to get a small team down to the anchor to do their worst. Right. So that means that the rest of the city will have to be sacrificed while the diversion is run and a team gets down there. Is that the plan you're working on, or do you have something else you're working on?
Well, I'm not too keen on destroying a whole city.
Not destroying.
It's also against the code of conduct of international warfare and things like that.
You won't be destroying it.
What?
But
You won't be destroying it. You'll just be using your troops in the way that are needed to save the world.
right, yes. Well, international treaties governed by the icons do put certain restrictions on what we can do. However, I do understand that the Queen's vengeance carries with it the means to plug the hole from a distance. All of us included, should it turn really sour and south. But her throat tightens a bit and she croaks a bit as she says this. However, that's why you're here to help out. So we're going to make this happen, soldiers, whether you like it or not. Like I said, there are 4 quadrants. And in every quadrant, not only are we under incredible pressure to contain the push outwards, but we are also trying to find out where they are planning to surge up at night in order to find a way in and down into the cathedral, because there is no way. Let me say this as clearly and as simply as I absolutely can. You have, even if you had the blessings of the Dawn Singer, the Monarch, the Righteous Hammer, the Avidalis, the Crescent Smile, the Sculptor, the Hands of Creation, the Titan's Vanguard, the Pride of Titans, the Veiled Jester, on your side, there's no way you're going down the middle.
Okay. I like your idea, though. Let them come up and then just slip through the path that they leave behind, right?
Yes. So we had one of my scouts, Serafina, out during the night and all morning, but we lost contact with her somewhere in. She points to not the quadrant adjacent to the Noble's Hill, but to one over, right around the temple district, where there are various shrines, which are obviously interesting places for them to try to deface and defile, because that's what mindless, hating creatures, hateful, spiteful creatures do.
I did have one question. You mentioned the cathedral. I'm guessing something in the sinkhole is you're calling a cathedral? I'm guessing because I don't see a cathedral here.
Yeah, there's a long history to this place we don't really have a lot of time to go into, but some idiot thought it would be a great idea to build a town on top of an old dwarvish ruin that was overrun in the last surge.
Ah, yeah, no problems with that at all.
No,
That was
always
amazing.
turns out well 600-700 years later.
Yes. I'm
Oh,
going
I
to
have
whip
a-
out my notebook and start to kind of diagram out what they have on the table, so I have a copy if we need it.
Amazing. You do
I
that.
have a question.
Make a dexterity check. Have any relevant background that might be helpful for that?
A member of the administration. I do a lot
so
of
you're
writing
good
in my book.
with spreadsheets, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. You can't add it. You
Everything's
can
a meeting.
subtract it.
I got 12.
That's a very, very interesting drawing.
But everything's a
More-
meeting.
more
Fitzroy.
Looks possible to you, Fitzroy.
Artistic license. So you're just saying we should just sit around and wait for tonight? Is that
No,
what
I'm
you're
saying you should go find my scout
Ah.
because she will probably be able to tell you where tonight's fighting is going to be heaviest.
Ah.
All right.
So like I said, she got lost there and points one quadrant over, right around the temple district. We know a lot of these holy places have been defiled, and it's at least up until early this morning, it was quite hard to tell whether a band of cultists was led by a human or by a demon. However, Colonel Smith, your commander, ma'am, you called me over. Right, I'm ready to go out again. No, you don't need to go out. Oh, all right. What can I do for you? Hand over the item that you retrieved last night. And he produces this stout little dwarf. Was it dwarf? It was dwarf, right?
He was a
Yeah.
dwarf.
It was dwarf. Comes out and produces an amulet on a metal necklace and holds it out and kind of waves it around. And on the amulet it's ivory and ebony, and it's kind of like split in half by a swirl, and right on the middle, on the black it's white, and on the white it's black, seems to be a little eye. And he holds it out, offers it to the three of you, and says, right, with this you'll be able to tell what kind of foe you're dealing with. Just point it in their direction and you'll know if it's human or not. And if it's not, I suggest you run. Nasty buggers.
Run. From
Run
demon?
away.
Useful.
Run towards it?
Usually we just look at them, and if they look like a
You'd be surprised how many people forget that they have feet when they see a demon.
yes.
In fact, the streets are littered with them. I've stepped over many
feet
trying to get this out.
feet everywhere.
Okay. Who wants this particular amulet, my friends? I think Fitzroy, you're the best suited to this sort of analysis task.
How long is the string? Look, it's not going to hang down by my knees. Then I will take it. Certainly.
He sizes you up. It's like, well, I seem to be a little bit shorter than you, so you should be fine.
I have you know I am very short.
Not shorter than me or not. Here, take it. And tosses it over.
I love how they're bragging.
There's a good chance that I don't catch it. It smashes on the floor. Okay.
I won't make you roll for it. Let's
you.
do a little montage. Let's see if you catch it or not. How do you make sure the item doesn't fall on the floor and break? It is currently floating midair on a little arch. It's reaching the apex of the arch. Fitzroy, go.
I see it flying through the air, and without thinking twice, I quickly snatch out my little knife and start to figure out the angles and directions that it's heading using my threads of fate before throwing myself on the floor and letting it fall onto my chest in a dramatic fashion.
Usually with the montage, you hand it over to the next player. So what goes wrong?
I'm throwing myself on the floor in dramatic fashion. Maybe I'm not quite catching it in the best way possible, and it may fall to the floor.
So, Pheromone.
So I can imagine you catch it and it's like in your hands and bobbling it up and up and up and not actually homing it.
Pheromone, seeing this, what do you do?
I immediately reach out to grab it, and I do. But as I do, I fling out my arm a little too far, and I whack Radnox right into the center of the table, right towards the map. And he's about to, knock down all their little. I assume they have little figurines and things.
Sure,
and
yeah,
stuck
they
in.
have it all, yeah.
So Radnox is now pelting towards that, and he's gonna mess up their map.
So as he tumbles through the air because you kind of whacked him over in that direction, his wing clips the necklace, and the necklace now shoots off, not down but back up into the sky, arching actually towards a nearby window. Ravenna.
I think I have to do two things at once. So with my bow is unstrung right now because we're not in battle. So I just whip my bow out of my back, and with like the long kind of hooked end of the bow, which is about like 6 feet long, I just whoosh and just try to loop that straight through the end of the curving amulet thing. And with my other hand, I try to just slam my hand fist down in front of Radnock before he rolls across the table. Boom! Wham! Like it'll balance maybe with a leg in the air at the same time.
Amazing. You succeeded both feats and the necklace is saved.
Do I? I don't even have to roll. You're so kind to me.
That's it. It's a montage.
It's a montage.
It's a montage. Oh, yeah.
Montage.
So the lesson is it's best to be the last person in the montage because then you can do something dramatically cool.
Fitzroy sits up and goes, teamwork.
And wham. I guess I'll just with the bow, just bring the amulet over to Fitzroy on the end of my bow.
Oi, Caster, you sure you can trust these very elegant gentlemen with the mission and the artifact?
Hey,
You're right.
I have short hair, but
You should come with us, just to make sure we're fine.
gentlemen.
I don't know if I trust this guy. You saw how poorly he threw the amulet.
It'll be fine, Samger. Thanks for all your help. I think we need some repairs done out on the western fortifications, please. All right, Captain, Lieutenant. See you later. Gives you kind of like a side eye. All three of you walks out. I risked my life to get that back to you. Better put it to good use and win this battle. You hear?
Yes, ma'am.
He's out the door.
Yes, ma'am.
Dwarves need some lessons in gender recognition. They're not very good at it. Happens every time. Yeah, I know. It happens every time I run into a dwarf. They assume I'm a human male or something.
I like
All right, look at the map, please.
Okay.
You'll need to pass through. Caster just continues talking.
Okay,
You'll
I'm
need
listening.
to march through the Merchant's Quarter, but it's hard to tell where you might encounter resistance. There's been heavy fighting around there. You can also choose to pass through the ironworks, but you'd have to swing up from where we are north, which is quite the walk around the mansion, through the ironworks, and then into the Temple District. Whatever way you decide to go, you'll need to figure out where Serafina, the scout, that's her name, is, and get the information she collected from her one way or another. before nightfall.
Any recognizable information about Serafina? Because we don't know. There's going to be a lot of human bodies and humans hiding out there.
Right. Well, Titan's Vanguard uniform, 1. Yes. 2. Very recognizable orcish woman.
Ah, good.
I nudge Fitzroy. Write this down in a notebook.
It's fine. I can remember it. I have a brain.
Okay.
Carry on.
Large golden piercing on the bottom right corner of her mouth. Olive green skin. Fights with a long sword and a short sword.
Great. That shouldn't be too hard. Thanks.
And what exactly were her orders?
Her orders were to gather information and know where the enemy will strike from come nightfall, i.e. which tunnel they will have, where the exit of their tunnel is or will be.
Okay.
Good. Understood. Do you guys have an opinion about straight through the Merchant's Quarter or around the mansion and through the ironworks?
That very much depends. Is it market day? Because I've heard that there's wonderful figurines to be had. I was thinking picking something up on the way past. Like a rat figurine or something. No? Nope, then no strong opinions.
You might find some of that mess around the market square, but that is the center, and that is being held incredibly well.
Oh,
We're
wonderful.
looking for the flying ones to come through the breach. Most of the
Okay.
I'd like you to please tell us again what the advantages are of going the long way through the
There
ironworks.
aren't any.
And disadvantages then?
The merchant's quarter is where the fighting has been the heaviest. That's the short way.
I say we just try and sneak through the Merchant's Quarter. We can, between Fitzroy and me and King Pharamond the Mighty, if we put a blindfold on him so he doesn't attack anything he sees, we should be able to sneak through there just fine.
I can attack with a blindfold as well.
Of course.
He is
Lord.
mighty. He is.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, if we're going to go through, do we need any kind of identifying marks to make sure that we don't become targets of your fine army? Like a white flag or something? I don't know.
No, we'll send word up ahead through the rumor mill and the whispers that you're on your way. However, I wouldn't expect too much trouble from our side because we're all pretty well identified, and she points to Ravenna's uniform. We can probably get you an armband or something.
That's a good idea.
If you'd want. It also makes you easier targets for the enemy.
But let's do that. Let's hit the road. We should be able to. I mean, if we can hear the fighting, we can avoid most of the fighting, and then we can aim for the quiet paths to the merchants. Right? I mean, the soldiers on the ground will know where the enemy is. So, yeah.
Yes, I do think before we go, maybe Ravenna, you might need some arrows because I think you were complaining about not having any.
Yeah, it's a good question. Game Master, did I get to restock before we left the hill?
I'm sure there's a place where you can restock everything before you leave.
I seem to remember I'd restocked before we left, but let me restock now.
Amazing.
Same place where we got our magical items.
What magical items? I don't know what you're talking about.
The ones we got from Rafa in between sessions.
Right. They were said to be waiting for you by the gate. You picked them up there, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. So, but I'll just restock arrows. That's fine. Make sure my arrows are restocked. I'm assuming I had 3 +1 arrows before the Battle of the Hill, and I assume they're just gone, right?
That is
After I
correct.
shot them. What? Sorry.
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Gone
So,
into things.
yeah. So I'll.
No, they didn't go into anything actually.
Yeah, I think I missed with most of them. So yes, Caster, then we'll find our way to the quartermaster to do some light restocking and get identification badges, and then we'll hit the road.
Sounds good. Good luck, and remember, nightfall. If you don't find Serafina before nightfall, there's no way for us to get down to plug that hole
Okay.
before dawn.
Then I think that, folks, that means we need to move fast, probably through the merchant quarter instead of the long way around.
Yeah, let's do that.
I concur. Yes.
Okay.
I have a question though. Does the name Patuk mean anything to you? I asked the soldiers. Right, Fitzroy. That was the name you mentioned. This
Almost.
guy you're looking for.
Yes. It's, Tupuk. I think. Yes.
Never heard of him.
Don't
Not
worry.
one of my soldiers.
No. He's a orcish gentleman, I believe. Maybe Serafina knows him. Anyway, let's carry on.
Let's head for Sarah. Let's find Serafina.
Any preparations you want to make?
Yeah, restock arrows. It's a good idea. Just in case we hadn't done it before, let me go to the quartermaster.
Yeah.
Get arrows. Anybody else need anything?
Some healing potions would be lovely, but I don't think we're going to get them.
No, I still have one I haven't used.
Yeah, I got one.
I
I
have
had
one.
one written on my sheet that I didn't cross
But
off. So
more than one is always better.
yeah, I think other than that, I'm in good shape for everything.
Cool.
Other than being covered in, burned acid and things like that. But let's go then.
Yeah.
So we take the armbands at least for now. We can always take them off later when we're in enemy territory. And start moving towards the merchant quarter.
Amazing.
Using
So
my
the
map.
way this is going to work out, you're going to make 3 checks. If all 3 checks are successful, you make it through the merchant's quarter relatively straightforwardly and easily. Might be a fight on the way there, but nothing you probably can't handle. For every failure, however, the difficulty will rise because you'll be forced off the easy road, the straightforward road, and the chances of combat drastically increase because you'll be nudged closer to the front line of the enemy's expanding oil stain on the city, where the fighting is already heavier. So choose your course of action and the story you spin around it wisely. One of Castora's runners guides you to the edge of the merchant's quarter. You can see that this area was once bustling with trade, its streets lined with shops, taverns, inns, the works. But now many of these establishments seem to be looted. There are discarded crates, rags, dolls, cages, what have you, tools, all along the street, pieces of half-burned, half-torn vellum floating around on the breeze. And many of the establishments seem to be looted, burned, and the gutters are full of blood and bloody rags, as far as you can see. This is going to be a game of taking it street by street, corner by corner. And you are immediately presented from the barricade with the option to go left, right, or more or less straight on a slight downhill trajectory. Who's going to try to figure out what might be the best way forward?
Does Fitzroy have any visionary skills, far-seeing skills?
I do not, but I do have a map. A wonderful map. Looking at it logically, Is the geography of the city, does it lend itself to a quieter passage somewhere that maybe gives us the opportunity to hide better, like somewhere off the main strip?
Yeah, well, why don't you try to discern that? Are you going to step out and really study the three streets? Or are you going to try to kind of, make that assessment from a distance?
I'm going to ask the runner if he knows of such a road forward, and then use that to base my information.
Well, it's a bit of a strange corner, Master Gnome. See, from here, whichever road you take will lead you more or less closer to the fighting, because they all bend, like northward at one point or another. And we've had spots of fighting. He points down right, which we think we've quelled, but the enemy retreated further back towards the temple district from there, and there's definitely fighting off to the left.
So straight seems like
Straight.
best route.
You see a dead body lying straight ahead in the middle of the street, pelted with arrows, at least 6 sticking out of its back. Seemed to be running back towards the barricades.
Maybe not straight. Wonderful. Okay.
But straight is the direction that they retreated, right?
No, that was right.
Right. Okay. So right's the direction that they retreated.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Well,
if-
maybe
if
we
they-
do that because
Kill this person, they wouldn't, why stick around? The person's dead.
you're right. You should go and check it out. We'll follow you.
Actually, you guys, I have the tracker skill. I don't know if I want to use it now or everywhere. But
Well, you all get to make one check, so
so each get to make one check. Let's start with Fitzroy doing the logic check for
Yeah,
now.
I'm doing the
I'll do
logic
that
check.
tracker skill later.
Do I add intelligence, I guess? Yeah.
intelligence. Okay, go ahead and make a roll. You need to beat a 25.
Well, I rolled a 13 and I have plus 11.
Oh no!
Unless I can use... No. I can't
Background?
use any of my
Do you have any
backgrounds.
background?
Researcher of occult and magical things or member of the administration.
Pharamon's argument about going straight through seems to make a lot of sense. Right doesn't seem like a good option. A left seems most risky, but that's just because it takes you closer to the fighting.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds reasonable. My logic is impeccable.
Off by 1.
No. My logic is impeccable.
How come he rolls poorly, but it's still my fault?
Okay, so we're taking the middle route because that's Fitzroy's roll.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Game Master, like we made our first roll, right? And
You don't have to go the middle route. I'm just like that's his assessment. Like you can go either whichever way you want.
But we know he failed.
no, we don't know he
Or-
failed, right? Like
I
our
mean, we
characters don't
know.
know. Yeah, we know he failed. Yeah.
Okay, but you know that we know.
But do the characters know that you know that we know that I know that they know that you know
Right.
that I failed?
My logic is impeccable. And straightforward, as Mr. Pharamond recommends. Is the
Okay,
obvious
so
choice here.
Could I use my tracker skill to actually support his role with evidence?
No.
The tracker skill.
No, you already rolled. It's done. So,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So which way are you going?
Straight.
Straight. Okay.
I like it.
How do you proceed to go? Because you're behind the makeshift barricades now. There are 2 archers to your right, 2 archers behind the barricade on your left. There's a little passage that you can kind of sneak out into this bloodstained mess of a street, and you can see there are some other watchmen up on the roofs.
I will.
I think I
signal
probably take
to
the lead.
Archer. Well, signal to the archers and just say point towards straight ahead and Yes. We're going that way. Yeah.
You see him
Yes.
turn. You see him turn to his colleague and go,
Oh. Okay, that's maybe a signal that we shouldn't go this way. I think we can take that as a signal to go right.
Well,
don't you?
Fitzroy sees that. I don't know if he actually has the wit to pass that along to everyone else because you're already heading out, right? You were leading Ravenna.
I think he was making a joke about me being short. It's terrible. Ugh. I would just follow on.
Can I make any signals to archers up on the road to like they can tell me if they've got their eyes on enemies or anything like that? Do we have any sort of like battle signals that we can use between soldiers?
Sure. What's your battle signal? What are you trying to find out? If there's
I'm trying to find out.
They give you the all clear sign.
Okay, like as in like they don't see any enemies up there at the moment. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, I interpret that as they don't have eyes on enemies up there right now, right? Okay, good. Then I keep moving forward in a quiet, trying to stay under cover and out of sight as I can in through the rubble, and let the other two follow maybe a couple paces behind me.
You all following?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a giant man in front covering us. It's gonna be fine.
Man,
We don't need to duck. Man,
why does everyone keep
lady.
misgendering me? Do I need to put on a wig for this podcast? I can't change my voice.
She is by all accounts a female elf. That is true.
Elves, they're a mystery.
You
I'm going to show
walk.
up next time with a wig.
You elves do tend to be slightly
You
androgynous.
think there's a
but-
next time? This is hilarious.
So upon that first failed roll, you walk out into the street in the direction Fitzroy assessed would be safest, feeling slightly bolstered by the signals of clear grounds and no enemy in sight from the allies keeping a watch. You can hear fighting off in the distance, off to your left, so clearly optimal not to have gone in that direction. And you make it past already at the middle of the street. You make it past what clearly seems to have been an inn with a huge golden goose, kind of the head of a golden goose sticking out of the wall over a door that no longer exists, and glass that has been bashed in from the outside in, but also from the inside out, that you must walk over, and you have the option actually of going into the Golden Goose Inn and try to get maybe one or two streets over by moving through this building, or to kind of cross the street over to an alley off to your right. So going into the Golden Goose takes you left. And you don't really know
towards
how
the
big
fighting, but
how big or deep the building is, or how close the back of the Golden Goose might be to the actual fighting. And there seems to be an alley right. Actually, they have to cross the arrow pelted body to get to the alley across between two building. One seems to be a house, the other seems to be a clothes store of sorts.
okay. King Fairmont the Mighty, do you want to use your like logic puzzle skills, or should I use my tracking skills to try to figure this one out?
Okay.
I've still got my tracker skills. Sorry?
I have a hunter background,
Hmm.
and my intelligence is not bad. If I were to use both, I'd have a plus 11.
I have.
Nice.
You need to beat a 30. So
30. Ooh.
Oh,
I have my tracker skill, which is plus 5. And if I could make it on something other than intelligence,
maybe
if I could make it on wisdom, I'd also have only plus 11 then, I guess. So, oh wait, can I combine backgrounds? The tracker plus the veteran officer? Or can you only use one background
what do you
at a
think?
time?
What do you think?
It feels like we're in the middle of a battlefield. Both of these skills are useful.
So what do you think?
But I think, as in of the choices
As in,
in front of
what
me.
do you think the rules are?
Oh, I don't know.
Use the
But he
higher.
absolutely can.
Use the higher that you I think the rules are that you absolutely can.
Very convenient. No.
No. Okay. So that means I'm actually at less. I'm at maximum at the same as you, plus 11. So why don't you take this one? Or
Yeah, let's fail them all.
yeah, let's fail them all.
I was hoping for like a strength based decision.
Okay, so I'll take this one. I'll take this one then, and you can take the next one, hopefully for a better decision. So, Game Master, I'd like to just use my experience as a tracker because I've got the feat to be able to use it in urban settings as well.
Okay, what does that mean?
You're an expert wilderness tracker, capable of reading clues from the environment that others can't perceive. And because I've got the adventure feat, I can use this in, or the champion feat, I can use this in urban settings as well. So, oh no. No, that's wrong. I can't use it in urban settings. So that means I'm going to have to use my veteran officer of scale instead, which means I've only got plus 10.
Then maybe I should roll this one for.
Yeah, why don't you roll this one? Go for it. Yep.
Or can I assist Ravenna? If I could assist her. No. Okay.
You take this one. I'll try to take the next one.
I'll
in a better
take
way.
this one.
Because it's only going to get easier from here, obviously.
Yeah.
But I
Like,
need
if we're anyway failing,
20 anyway.
you
Yeah,
might as
exactly.
well walk
You're gonna
around.
make this one. You're gonna make it.
Might as well walk around calling Seraphina. Like, Seraphina, are you there? Is there anything else I can use to help me? It'd be a great time for an icon relationship help somehow.
Sure, go ahead. Roll your icon relationship die.
Oh yeah, we never did that.
Okay. Just one, I roll one, right?
I think we should all roll to see.
Or do we roll three of them?
We usually
He can roll it. So go ahead.
okay.
I'm rolling 1d6 or 3 to see if I got any.
How many? I think you
I have
three.
I
three
have
dice.
3 positive, right? So it's
Yeah. So go ahead and
3
roll.
dice. Oh, I got a 5 and a 6.
Okay. So which one are you going to use?
I think I'm going to use the 6. Still not clear how the monarch would help me here.
So how would the monarch help you here?
Right.
What kind of aid could the monarch, the single most powerful icon of the overworld at the moment, provide you, or have provided you with?
Right. So basically, we want to find the best way towards our goal. Would, the obvious thing would be some kind of power, one-time use scroll that helps you complete your objective, but that's just oh, come on. I'm gonna think of something, and it's gonna be something good.
The
Maybe
dragon,
others can
monarch's a
chime in.
dragon, right?
No,
Oh, I
Monarch's
thought
a
that was-
giant.
that's the Dawn
Okay.
Singer.
Oh shit.
How about the monarch soldiers helping out? Right. It seems like a
Well,
reasonable-
these are all Titans Vanguard soldiers.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe some sort
or
of
can we
like
get help from
a.
that person? A distraction.
Did you get maybe some sort of a
So maybe
invisibility field or something that gives you a bonus? No, that's monarch isn't really
No.
sneaky, is they?
you're so mechanical about game mechanics of these
I know.
things. It's so unbelievable. How about the monarch as a follower of the monarch? You know to look out for signs for fellow monarch worshippers or agents. So you pick either the Golden Goose or the tailoring store or any of the other buildings might bear a sign that gives you the confidence, or that you might go to as an alternative
So it's like
before you
omen,
make your roll.
sign reading or omen reading in a way.
Ooh, maybe they have like some kind of little, I don't know, either a little statue by the entrance or like a little
Sure.
charm.
Sure. So where do you see this
I
charm?
guess. Maybe I see it in the rubble of the Golden Goose. You know, like the door you said was knocked down, and this was usually something that hangs somewhere by the door.
Okay.
So, yeah. All right.
So you
Where do I-
this leads you so you see out. Everybody's kind of looking, trying to make up their mind. Ravenna and Fitzroy maybe also having a slight back and forth about, okay, what seems to be the right play here. And as you're having this conversation, you see by the Golden Goose in the rubble by the door between the glass and the splinters of the wooden door, lying there, this tiny crowned figurine, which you recognize as being the sigil of the monarch, which you take as an omen that might be the right choice.
Yeah.
King
I'll do
Fairmont
that.
just disappears on us while we're arguing.
I just like bend down through the rubble and like lift up this little figurine.
Yeah. Are you going to go in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
you can't go wrong with the monarch.
Fitzroy, this way. King Fairmont, the mighty's going this way. We better keep up with him.
Hey, y'all! I found something.
Okay. We'll scurry across the road to the into the Golden Inn with him.
He
You
hit his head.
Goose.
you enter the Golden Goose Inn, and this place is a complete mess. Tables are overturned. There are chalices lying everywhere. It's very clear that it's been ransacked and the site of a battle. Bloodstains, blood smears. You even find a chopped off hand underneath one of the bar stools that's fallen over. But there are bottles of good drink still whole behind the bar. And the common room, as far as you can tell, seems to be empty. But you do hear some snores from the back of the building. Beyond
Are they
the door.
ominous?
They're snores.
Well, let's go check if it's a human or demon.
Yeah. I'm gonna take one of the bottles of drink and leave a gold coin there in its place.
Sure.
Expensive alcohol.
Let's
I'll get the little amulet eye thing.
So you don't technically have to look through it. You just
Nope,
point it
I
at
do.
what you're looking
I have
at.
To look, I have to look through it.
Yeah, let's go find the snoring creature. Find out what it is. If it's a
Or
human,
maybe-
if it's human, we need to send it back towards the archers.
Who would sleep through a battle?
A drunken barbarian, a soldier, sleeping after the battle.
So what are you going to do? There's a
Let's-
door. There are actually two doors at the end, at the far end of the building. One in one wall, that seems to be the back wall of the building, that's still intact, and one that is ajar that seems to lead further into a hallway or something, right beyond the bar.
And the snoring comes from that one.
As far as you can tell, yes.
Let's go.
This is totally a demon.
No.
This to-
He could have slept through the whole thing, or could have killed the demons and gone to sleep here. I don't know. Let's check it out. It's worth checking out, I think,
How do you go over to this door?
because we don't want some.
Who goes over? How do you go over?
I have the eye.
Right?
I will go over and just.
Just walking over, just like that.
Yeah, and I'll follow him with a. I'll follow
quietly.
him. Actually, Fairman's probably better, but to follow him, but I'll follow.
We'll both follow.
Yes.
We'll both back up Fitzroy. I think
Very
sword
quiet.
out is better than bow out in this inside.
Sure, Fairmont, why don't you go ahead and make a roll for how well the three of you walk over in that direction through this mess.
Is this a strength check? Okay, if I add my hunter skill to dexterity, that's a +9. Oh, come on. That was like, okay, it could have been better. It's a 15.
It's 15.
Could have been a 23. But the die like,
So Fitzroy actually manages to get to the door and peeks in and finds there 3 sleeping figures in what seems to be a hallway lined with bedrooms, but they didn't quite make it into the bedroom. One is lying boots first in the hole. The other one is propped up against a wall with one bottle clutched to his chest and another array of bottles lying all around him. The third one, however, seems to be asleep, with his head out in the hallway and his legs and body out into the room, and they're all actually humanoid, so to speak, normal looking, even through the lens when you point it at them. But the moment you look at the third one lying there, you hear Faramond stub his toe on something and cry out in frustration.
ow, stupid thing.
They're all human. Not
Upon which
Void.
the one farthest away from you lifts his head and stares at you, first kind of dazed, wide-eyed, before immediately starting to get up. And you can see that they're dressed in black robes with a black headband and are incredibly pale, and their pupils are not dilated where their eye would normally be a normal eye. It's just completely black.
well, this amulet thing is useless.
They get up and they begin to get up. What are you going to do?
Fitzroy, you're the only one looking through the door so far. So what do you tell us?
I'm just gonna close the door again, turn around and go, they look very strange. I'm not sure they're happy that we're here.
All right.
Back away from the door.
That's where you all need to roll initiative.
I think it's time to. I was gonna say.
Now I roll good.
I was gonna say step back and let Pheromone take the front while I cover with the bow, but maybe there's no time for that. 16, 26.
That's a lot better than what I rolled.
Ravenna's 26. Fitzroy?
I got that 25 I was looking for earlier.
And Faramond?
9.
Oh, you're very unlucky.
It's like you don't even know us.
All right. The door behind Fitzroy remains shut. And Ravenna, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
I think in situations like this, a good offense is the best defense, so that they don't just run out the back and get reinforcements. I just kick down the door and charge in and swing.
Okay, there's
since
one.
Fortunately, I had my sword instead of bow, which maybe
So the first thing you come upon as you walk through is a pair of boots that you almost trip over. Off to your left is someone cradling a bottle up against the wall, and at the end of the hallway, moving right at you, is someone standing upright with 2 daggers in hand.
Great. I think attack into the preparation. In other words, go for the one that's up and moving is the best thing to do. I will
Go ahead,
charge
roll your
forward
attack.
And I'm regretting saying that I had my sword out. This would be much more fun to just shoot multiple times out of it. 25. I charge forward with my sword and 25 to hit.
25 against AC hits.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is 68 damage.
This is a normal human, by the way.
Okay.
68 damage. Go ahead.
Where are my 8-siders at? Uh-oh, it's going to take a while. 3, 10, 18, 25, 29, 32 damage. I just charged straight in right between the daggers and got this black-robed, weird-eyed person down.
Yeah. He manages to ward off some of your strikes, the flurry of strikes that you throw at him, but you nick him a couple of times, but he's still standing. You've definitely woken up the one off to your left, and the boots also seem to be scrambling to get up to their feet. What's going on here? Anything else you can do in your turn?
Should have used my... I can use my Lethal Hunter once per battle, but I won't do it yet. No, that's it for me. I can't do anything else right now. Yeah.
Okay.
There was the move and the attack, and I can't use any other quick actions, I think.
Amazing.
Sure.
The one in front of you immediately lashes out at you with its own flurry of, oh my god, one flurry of blows.
Stabs himself to death.
Completely misses. Fitzroy, it's your turn.
So I will pull out Uraban, my little dagger. And
Oh wait, on a natural even miss though. Sorry, natural odd miss.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Okay. Fitzroy, it's your turn.
Yep. So I pull out my little dagger and start to pull the threads of the battle to me to understand where things are moving and position myself so I can see what's happening. But I am far enough away that I'm not immediately in someone's sights.
Amazing. At this point, that's all you can do.
Yes.
Ravenna, the one next to you, gets up from where it's lying, doesn't draw a weapon, but smashes the bottle against the wall and stabs right at you. That is going to be a 24 to hit.
Oh, it meets it, so I guess it beats it. I was going to
so
say...
You suffer 12 points of damage.
From a bottle?
Yeah.
It's very sharp.
That must be like a
it's going to leave a
very
scar,
expensive.
probably.
Very
Plus the
expensive
alcohol. The alcohol stings.
Yeah,
but it cleans the wound at the same time, so it's great.
Yeah, but guys dig scars, so it'll be fine. 12 damage. Wow.
12 damage from that
from
strike, and you kind of like meet its eyes, and you see these huge black pools, despite it being a very human kind of.
Have I ever seen this kind of thing before when fighting demons? I've been fighting.
Yeah,
demons
this is
a long
definitely this is definitely what happens to someone's mind when it breaks and they fall under the sway of the underworld.
I was hoping we'd find some humans and get them out of here, but I guess that's not the way it's going to go.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't have to kill anyone. Let's see. Then it is going to be the third one who scrambles up to his feet and just jumps you from behind for 27 to hit.
What? Are these guys ninjas or something? Okay, it hits me.
Well, they're wearing black.
Oh, I guess so.
Here,
I assumed that they would not be able to attack this round when I jumped into the middle of them. I assumed they would be waking up.
Demon-like defender.
I guess so.
Dear, I don't like when the Games Master is this happy.
Yeah.
12 points of damage is two daggers just kind of digging right under the back of your armor, finding the weak spots there. One right up your kidney, and the one right up your liver, like nicking your spine in the process.
Ow.
That's,
Okay,
sounds painful.
guys dig scars.
That's so painful. Matt has disappeared. Oh, there he is.
Oh, that is 12 plus, I'm sorry, additional 6. So 18 damage in total. Because it's a natural odd hit.
Oh, these guys are tough.
Pheromone, you're up. Your toe's hurting.
My toe's hurting and I'm not in a good mood. Yeah, I'm not going to rage just yet, but I am going to attack the hurt guy, the guy with the daggers. You know, I woke you up. I'm taking you back down.
You mean the one at the front of Ravenna?
Can I reach
Yeah,
him,
the
or is
other-
it just blocking?
No, yeah, it's fine. You can dance around, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm doing that. That's a total of 25 to hit.
That one, yeah, that hits. 25 hits.
All right, let's roll some dice. That is a 10 and a 19 and a 28. That is a 30, 47, 47 plus 11, 58 points of damage.
I wish I could do that much damage with a.
You need a bigger sword.
Yeah, definitely.
Pheromone, might or mercy?
Well, normally I don't kill humanoids. But, you know, their mind's broken and all that. Let's just not, we'll knock him out for now. We might kill him later. I'll give him mercy.
Tell us how you do it.
Rather than cut him, I just swing down with the flat of the sword overhead, just a big bang on the head. Yeah,
I'm
flat of the
tempted
sword
to,
just
to make
straight
you
onto
roll a dexterity check just to see if you don't like cave his skull in with
Okay. I could do that. I could do that.
with the
I mean,
blade.
there's
No,
two more.
no, it's fine.
Whoa.
You called mercy, so it's all good. You wham him over the head, and you hear this large, and he just kind of like his eyes roll back in his head, and they're white for a moment before he just collapses against the wall and just tumbles over. Ravenna, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's go for one of the other ones. I'm just gonna swing to the one that hit me with the 2 daggers.
Okay, behind you. You're lucky
Uh,
because the next attack, if this one would have hit it by the roll, it would have been a critical by its last roll.
Woo.
Its next hit would have been a critical. So
Okay. That's scary.
go ahead.
I
You're
am going to
attacking the
use
one
my
behind you.
I'm going to use my lethal hunter skill, which gives me a
Yeah.
+3 crit range, to
Okay.
target the one that stabbed me with double daggers.
Go ahead.
Because I can do that once per round, once per battle. Sorry. Oh no. 19 to hit.
Misses.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
However,
Should have been using my bow.
however,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
However,
oh, yes. Fitzroy's got my back.
as you miss, I see the threads of the battle, and I pull lightly on one of the shimmering threads, and 25 to hit
definitely hits.
against MD. Yes.
Definitely hits.
Yes. That is. Oh, I need more dice.
Escalation dies at
It's
1, by the way.
8, 10, 19, 29,
Oh, that means I would have had a 20 to hit,
39,
but I still probably missed.
46, 49 points of psychic damage as this ethereal weapon smashes into this person. So 49 points of damage and 15 points of ongoing damage.
Okay, might or mercy?
Seeing that Pharamond has kindly knocked out the other one, I will instead drive them further into their own mind and knock them unconscious using the psychic damage.
Okay. Very nice. They drop
Yes.
to the floor, just crumble from the mental
It's
pressure.
like I
exerted on
swing and miss and just see them fall to the ground. It's like,
Well, you swing and you miss, and as you miss, you see that your own ethereal version of your own weapon actually hits them.
okay.
So
which is pretty cool.
it's very cool. You
Thank
must
you,
think you're
Fitzroy.
amazing.
That also means it's now your turn, Fitzroy.
Ah, okay. Well, I've just used my focus, which is convenient. So there's one left, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I will close the gap and instead use Uraban to slice at
Go
this
for it.
creature. Oh, no, that's only 15 to hit. That is unlikely to hit.
Misses.
Oh, 16 if you count the escalation
Yeah,
dice.
misses.
Yes.
Miss damage.
Yes, I do miss damage. 5 miss damage.
You clip one of their nails off. Looks painful. It is now their turn, and being engaged with both you now and Ravenna. First of all, they're going to roll to break free,
Oh no.
which they fail and fail. So they stay and instead just lay into Ravenna again for a 21 to hit.
Misses. Whew. Thank goodness.
All right, stabs right past you. You just kind of like dance out of the way. That's their turn. No, you know what? That's not their turn. They've seen both of their comrades go down. They're going to take the attacks of opportunity and try to book it. So,
I think Fairmont is also engaged because this is like a small hallway and they're both
he
on me.
He engaged someone else, so he's not fighting this one. So the two of you are engaged with. No,
Okay.
that's not how the rules work. So it's you and Fitzroy who get the attacks of opportunity.
All right, let's take it.
Go on. You go first.
Ooh, natural 20? Do we get crits on
Yeah, attack a hit is a crit if it's a crit.
yeah. He just turns and I just cut him in half.
How much damage? What's the max damage?
48 times, was it 3 now? Is that what we do?
So that's what, 120, 136, 144? Yeah,
Yes.
might or mercy.
I think in this case, since he was stabbing me, I'm not feeling very merciful. Might.
Cut him in half.
Just boom, right from shoulder down to hip as he turns to run. And he just slides down as he's trying to run for the door.
Oh, you're making such a mess. Oh.
Ah.
Oh, when those two wake up, they will be very unhappy with you.
Those would have been useful robes to dress up in, wouldn't they? Damn it.
They wouldn't fit us.
True.
Well, if you use the halves that we don't use, because we're
Yeah,
so
you
short,
can. Yeah.
We can
make a
use each of that.
You stand in this hallway of the Golden Goose Inn with two unconscious bodies of clearly people whose mind has been broken and who've been brought to heel by the demon overlords who are spilling through this place. However, you do not see a leader anywhere here or nearby. You find that suspicious as you quickly inspect the bedrooms, the 6 bedrooms lining the hall. Nothing there except open wardrobes, overturned beds, and huge messes. But there seems to be a staircase at the end of the hallway that leads down to a cellar. And that is where we're going to end today's session.
I have a probing question. When the evil creatures come through and break the minds of these poor humans, do they bring robes with them? And we'll leave you with that question until the next session.
That is going to be so interesting to find out how that works, isn't it?
There's just like a robe distribution. There's like a quartermaster of the demons that just throws robes at everyone as they
I wonder in a world of magic, how they might arrange something like that.
Magical robes.
I can totally picture it. There is the magical robe quartermaster that just pops up everywhere, gives you a new outfit. It would fit in with the Fitzroy goal bureaucracy.
Thanks everyone for watching tonight's episode or listening to tonight's episode of the Might and Mercy podcast. We look forward to continuing the amazing adventures of Ravenna Fitzroy and King Pharamond the Mighty in the near future through summer. If you like what we're doing, obviously subscribe, like, share, make sure to remix, spread the word. And get us over 3,000 hours of watch time on the podcast. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep rolling those dice.
Bye.
Bye.